Well, day off for me yesterday with lots of familiar names. Delivering. That's what you want as a trader. Red Bull Salzburg started their season off with a win, already 2-0 up within 6 minutes. Pretty much done and dusted, you'd have thought. Everything done in the first half. Unison Gilwa needed to win after a 0-0 in their opening match against another newly promoted side. This is the second one, Beerschot. And this is probably what you're going to expect.
This market has been suspended.
Expect from Beerschot this season. Likely to struggle against the big guns. Easy as you like for Unison Gilwa. Dinamo Zagreb, what a start to their season compared to last year, where they lost their opener. This is more like it, isn't it? Wow. Theophile Catherine, what a name. The mighty Theophile Catherine getting the second goal. And the usual suspects in the Czech one league, Slavia Prague, Sparta Prague. This is all to be welcomed, because if they're readable like this, if they are in trouble, you can be confident that they'll fight back. Aarhus, well, on paper, they should have got the win, and indeed they did. Not much doing in the first division there yesterday. Interturku, emphatic, didn't really need the red card at all. Drogs, good result for them. Good result for Kerry as well, getting an equaliser or the draw against Athlone. They get their wins away from home, and a 1-3 lead. I think here, at this point, is where you lay Kerry. 1-3 up. Just given their reputation, which is not a very good reputation. And then sit back. And, well, the late show. 3-3. Let's have a look elsewhere. Not much else doing. And in the men's game, I thought Musetti in the first set was going to nick that set. Didn't quite cross the line. It's on serve throughout. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 break points staved off by Novak Djokovic. And this is a real booster for Novak, beating a real in-form player. Superb stuff from Djokovic there. On to today. And the SPL begins with the top 3 from last season. Hearts lost all 3 head-to-heads against Rangers last year. It was, though, 0-1 at home. So we might see a tight opening gambit from Hearts today against an old firm side. They lost only 3 away matches last season, Rangers as well. Motherwell and Ross County, 8th v 11th, both sides at the wrong end of the table last season. Motherwell pretty poor at home as well, winning only 4 matches, 2 against the bottom 2. 3-3 home draw, 5-0 home win, 3-0 away defeat in head-to-heads. It's a goal fest. You're going to expect that today. Austrian Bundesliga, 9th against 11th from last season. Again, wrong end of the table for these two. Tyrol only beat 10th and 12th away last season. Are they going to struggle on the road again? Hartberg and Las Glintz, Leonie late 0-0. 0-0 in head-to-heads last season from these two. Certainly don't expect a third consecutive 0-0, but I would lay any late 0-0 here. Wolfsberger and Klagenfurt. Will the Wolf ignite as they did last season with that 4-0 home win in head-to-heads? 2-2 away from home as well. So they scored an average of 3 goals against Klagenfurt last season. Belgian Jupiler League, Mechelen and Westerlo. Not much we can really offer you research-wise. It's the start of the season. Both sides, Leuven and Genk, had 0-0s in their openers. I would certainly lay any late 0-0 here today. Must start picking up points. Then Midtjylland against Aalborg. Midtjylland have been involved in the Champions League, but that doesn't stop the market expecting a positive display from them today. HJK Helsinki are playing 12th. Lahti, this is bottom against top. They are vulnerable away from home, but that tends to be against the top sides, HJK. They are unbeaten home and away against 9th and lower. That confirms that. For Lahti, they failed to score against the top 3 at home, so they might struggle. Bodo Glimt and Haugesund, first against 14th. Lay any Haugesund lead with insurance. They only tend to win 1-0. 3 wins against the top 12 were 1-0. 2 goals scored in the last 2 at home for Bodo Glimt. They do let other teams score, and they have been paying the price for that with a couple of 1-1 draws. Swedish Allsvenskan, 5th against 14th. Leonie late draw. Scored and conceded last 7 away, Norrköping. So the expectation is, particularly in losing 4 out of 4 against the top 4, if Norrköping score first, they're unlikely to win. 2.45 the favourite. You'll see this throughout the season. These matches are too tough to call. Even the bookies can't pick a winner. Bromma against Halmstad, 9th against 10th. It's interesting, isn't it, when you've got two teams so tight in the rankings, in the league positions, that one of them is such a strong odds-on favourite, particularly a Bromma side conceding in their last 7 matches. If I can get rid of this damn thing here, I can't see the top bit. Conceded in the last 7 home matches, only 1 home win, and you're 1.55. Right, yeah, I think I'll keep my money in my pocket. 5 consecutive away defeats for Halmstad, though. No draw this season. Leonie very late draw. Only 1 home win for Bromma. Doesn't appeal greatly to me. Those are the main matches today. There's a lot more. It's great to see these leagues returning because you saw yesterday lots and lots of reliable teams delivering as per the market's expectation. And when the market's right, we can be confident in our trading. So just take a walk through for today's football. As you can see, the Austrian Bundesliga. And I'll just have these starred for later on. Moving on down. Belgian Jupiler League, well worth following this season. These are secondary leagues. Once the elite leagues come on board, I'll be focusing solely research-wise on the elite leagues, which is Spain, Italy, France, England, of course. Those are the main leagues. Moving on down. Germany, of course, as well, Bundesliga. Croatian HNL1 League continues today. Well worth following. Czech 1 League as well. We had the big guns out yesterday. The Reliables, the Pragues. Got Poulsen, 1.65 favourite at 4 o'clock. Could be interesting. So this is soccer24.com. It's an excellent website to use. Odense were really emphatic last week. Well worth following today, I would suspect, if they deliver the in-play stats they did last week. Brilliant display from them. Finnish Veikkaus League, as we know, HJK away from home today against Lahti, who shouldn't really land a blow. They've struggled to score against top sides. Great to see the Bundesliga Zwei returning. Let's have a quick look at last season. So you can get FC stats up. We're just looking to see if any of those sides mentioned today are newly promoted or newly relegated. This is one way of doing it. Germany, Bundesliga Zwei from last season. And just bring up the challenge table at the base and you'll have a good indicator. St. Pauli, new to the Bundesliga. They've got an emphatic support. It's going to be brilliant. I'd like to be a St. Pauli fan this season. Home support are crazy. So Hannover Regensburg. Let's have a look from last season. Hannover 6th. Jan Regensburg. Newly promoted, I think. So that's your first watch today. Regensburg newly promoted. Are they going to struggle? Hertha Berlin against Paderborn. Hertha here. Paderborn here. So a top 9 clash from last season. Karlsruhe against Nuremberg. We've got Nuremberg here. Karlsruhe here. Magdeburg and Elversberg. Here's Elversberg. Hasn't left the building yet. Magdeburg could be newly promoted. No, they're not. So we've just got Regensburg, the newly promoted side. Schalke, relegated again? No, they were in the Bundesliga Zwei last season. Braunschweig there. So we've just got Regensburg as the newly promoted side today. Watch out for them this season. They could be vulnerable. So great to see the Bundesliga Zwei. We're going to have the Italian Serie B and Spanish Segunda, which are 2 leagues well worth following as well this season. So working our way down. What comes next? I'm not too sure. Irish FA Cup for women. The Israeli Toto Cup. No huge names. Similar story in the Coppa Italia. Carasese against Catania. These are really low league teams. So it's likely to be lacking liquidity as well, the Italian Cup, without any marquee teams there. So move down to N, probably for Norway, the Elite Series, as we know, Bodo Glimt. Obos-ligaen, yes, I'll follow the in-play stats and do my research in play, but it's been a bit of an Arthur Daly league, the Obos-ligaen. Very dodgy, Rodders, very dodgy. Polish Ekstraklasa, well worth following as well. And again, you can do your checks, see who's newly promoted and who's not. You get into the habit of using FC Stats, if I can get to it. No, it looks like I'll do it again. So this is one way of looking at newly promoted, newly relegated. You go to last year's Ekstraklasa and just note any differences. Then get the table up at the base and off we go. So just a quick compare and contrast. Katowice against Rakow. We know Rakow top 5 last season, top 7. Katowice could be newly promoted. Indeed. So Katowice, newly promoted. Watch out for them. They could be vulnerable this season. Jagiellonia, champions last season, against Dalmilik, who I believe, 11th. Lech Poznan against Lechia Gdansk. Lech Poznan here. Lechia Gdansk look like they're newly promoted. Lechia Gdansk. Lech Wałęsa. So newly promoted. Newly promoted. Are they going to be vulnerable today? The market certainly thinks so as well. But we've got to make sure we look at the in-play stats, because there's a big question mark against these newly promoted sides. Are they going to sink or are they going to swim? I would also have on the radar the Polish First Division, just in case. There's been some good in-play stats in the First Division. So readability is there. Portuguese Super Cup, 2 of the big guns out and about, Sporting Lisbon and Porto, likely to be top 3 this season. In the Primeira Liga. Romanian 1 League, worth following, Steaua Bucharest, Faro Constanta. I don't know who was relegated last season. I think Voluntari might be. Honadora played Rijeka in Europe midweek, but I think we can dispense with the second tier in Romania. It's pushing it a bit far. SPL, of course. Championship, League 1 and League 2. It's a real pity. There's consistent lack of liquidity in the markets here, particularly when you want to trade out. That's the big negatives about the Scottish League 1, League 2. It's a real pity it's not really caught Betfarian's attention. But the SPL, liquid enough. Championship, sort of getting there. Allsvenskan today. Superettan will be on the radar today as well. I don't think I'll be doing a live chat webinar today because it's all about the in-play stats. I can't offer you any research, but I'll certainly start live chat webinars with the Premier League and the German Bundesliga et al. on about the 17th. Swiss Super League, well worth following today, but the market finds this incredibly tough. 2.4, 2.6 the favourites for the top 4 there. So it's a very tough coupon there. Turkish Super Cup, the precursor to the start of the Turkish Super League. The usual suspects, Galatasaray, Besiktas. You can bet support is going to be absolutely mental for that lot. Friendlies, just keep an eye out on any elite teams. Quite simply, as you can see, busy coupon. So we'll have a quick Man City against Chelsea at 10:30 if you're up late. Aston Villa playing Club America. I would tend to go with the Premier League sides here. Atletico, look at all these elite sides. Atletico Madrid at Getafe. Juve against Brest. Very interesting match, that. Frosinone and Lazio. So some really good stuff in the friendlies, but you've got to be careful. Friendlies can be a quick way to lose your funds. So that's Napoli against Girona. So some really big guns out today. It's all a matter of whether their matches are readable enough. You want to look for something like a 2-0 for the sides playing these big guns. 2-0 or 3-0 lead with 20 minutes to go, that kind of thing. And Everton did it. They got out of jail with 2 late goals to make it 3-1 to 3-3. So that's the way to do it. Tennis-wise, brilliant display, as I say, from Novak. But we're getting just this is probably for the bronze, isn't it? Got to be favouring Musetti. Brilliant, brilliant player. Zheng against Vekic. Again, is this the final? Zheng getting rid of Iga Swiatek, and it's just a gentle reminder to you, isn't it, to lay these 1.08 shots and lower, because 1 or 2 of them are going to cock things up, and you will be there to hoover up. 8 into 12, 8 into 100, that's about 12, isn't it? 12 to 1 return. Yeah, 12 to 1 return there for laying at 1.08. Not too shabby. So no live chat webinar yet. We will start live chat webinars soon. Maybe with the English Championship League 1 and League 2 next week. The problem with live chat webinars at the moment is a big question mark regarding the trading. But it might be good to have a live chat webinar next week just to show you how to approach the opening days of the season. But I'll certainly be up and about for Telegrammers throughout the day today. It's great to see this familiar football. Lots and lots and lots of familiar names. 100 matches for our favoured leagues. Really good stuff. Familiarity does not breed contempt in this perspective. So looking forward to this today. I hope to make you some profits. Have a great day, and Telegrammers, I'll see you throughout the day, probably a 12 o'clock start at footballtradingprofits.com. See you later.